Hello and welcome to computer class. My name is Dave and today we're talking about Google Sheets. So to get into this piece of software right here, the first thing is you need to go to Google, go to the 9 square, scroll down and click on Sheets, and then scroll into the interface right here. And Google Sheets, the purpose of it is to organize information and or do calculations. And so it's got a lot of powerful features to spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are probably the most useful topic to learn for people in business and people who want to get things done and be productive. And so anyway, here you have templates where you can do budgets, to-do lists, calendars, plan a wedding apparently. Um, Project management, and on it goes. Again, it's more of a great tool for organization when it comes to information. So I have this little one here, my favorite businesses. I'm going to pull it up. And what I want you to do is I want you to think of the businesses that you like and insert them into this spreadsheet as we do the project. And so when it comes to Google Sheets, there's two things to remember. Across the top, there is A, B, C, and D. And when you click up here, you're selecting an entire column. The top down is column, and across horizontally, if I click and drag, I can select two. That is a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and following are rows. So columns across the top, rows across the sidebar. And then down here at the bottom, you have sheets. So I can create and hit the plus button as many sheets as I want. So I can hold down Control and select multiple random cells, or I can hold down Shift and select a sequence of cells, or I can just click and drag a certain area and highlight those group of cells. All of that works to select the data that I need to. Okay, and then of course, as one would guess, if I click in the corner area here, I select the entire table. If I click in the letter system or number system, I select either column or row. And again, I could hold down Control and select random rows, or I could hold down Shift and select a sequence of rows. I could do the same for the columns, selecting random columns if I wanted to, or I could select a series of columns by holding down Shift. Okay, so all that's helpful information to know when doing Google Sheets. So let's do this. Let's create a spreadsheet that looks pretty nice entitled My Favorite Businesses. So click and highlight 4 cells here, and then we're going to hit Format and Merge Cells and Merge All. And we're going to call it oops, My Favorite Businesses. All right. And once we click here, we're going to hit the horizontal button and center it. And then we're going to bold it. And then we're going to up the size of the font to 12. All right. Now we're going to give ourselves some categories to sort by. So we're going to go with address. Actually, let's do name first. Name, address, food, and ranking. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this in a box here by clicking on this and putting a box around that. And then we can color the cells by clicking on the fill color. So I'm going to do, since this is a business, I'll make it the color green. Oh, that's too dark. A little bit lighter. Ah, still too dark. The color green. What about the light green? There we go. That stands out. And then I will do the color gray here. Still too dark. All right. And so now I'm going to list my favorite businesses. And if you want to, if you hover in between each cell, you can give a little bit of room to the cells so that they are a lot bigger, which, as you can very well guess, for some of these we're going to need a lot more room. And you could do the same this way if you wanted to change the size of that. Control Z goes back, by the way. All right, so ranking. So the first, my favorite business is Chick-fil-A. All right, and Chick-fil-A, I just Googled their address. So there it is right there. It's a Google. Copied it in there and Control V to paste it. Oh, and so you notice it's too far. So if I double click this, it automatically jumps to the size. The food is chicken. And the ranking is 5 stars. You know it. So do the same process again. Starbucks. All right. Let's see, Starbucks. Here's the Starbucks right here. Let's just click it. And let's grab their address right there. Control C. Drop it in. And say Starbucks. And coffee is the food. Should we give it 5 stars? Why not? We're just in the mood right now. Another business, Five Guys. Why not, right? Click on Five Guys, grab a hold of their address, and you get the idea. I'm just dropping these in. Some of the favorite businesses that you have. Burgers. 5 stars. Okay, maybe I guess all of these have 5 stars. All right, so you can see how I have 5 stars. Now what I could do is, in between, it's hard to read lines of data when you start getting hundreds of lines here. So usually in between data, I will take and I will put a little, I'll make this line, every other line gray. And when we get into formulas, I'll show you how to do a formula that makes every other line gray. For right now, I'm just highlighting and making every other line gray. We'll do one more. What business do we do? Chipotle. There we go. All right. Chipotle. Grab. Control C. Control V. All right. And Chipotle. Oh, see, we're too long, so we got to double click here. And this is Mexican. All right. 5 stars. Actually, yeah, 5 stars. Let's give them 5 stars. All right. So again, another line. Drop it down. So every other line is great, and you can see how we're creating a business layout. Now you can organize anything in a spreadsheet. You can list your passwords. What's nice about Google Sheets is you can share this data with anyone. You can make an address book of your contacts or your friends or someone you know. There are lots of things you can do with spreadsheets, but this is the simplest thing, which is just importing data and typing it in manually. And now that we have it in, we can create a filter and we can sort um, these points of data by their um, by their types at the top here that we've created. So name, address, food, and ranking. We could sort all the restaurants we put in here by those types. And so we'll talk about how to do that in another lesson. But just for now, get down the ability that you have to stick in data and to interact with the columns and rows. I'll show you one more thing before we go, and it's this. It's how to copy. So let's just say I wanted to take this piece of data here and move it down. If I go to the corner and you see the little box and I just grab it, I can copy. And there we go. I have Chipotle 100 times. Because why not give it up for Chipotle? Although in my opinion, California tortilla is better, but we won't talk about it. And notice it counts up. If you're doing a number, it counts up in number. The same is true with the address here. So anyway, all right. So Control Z, I'm going to pull that back. Just wanted to show you how to copy in cells. And if we highlight, then we could Control C and copy this data down to, let's see, we have 4 rows, down to this spot. And you could see how we could keep creating, even we could move the data different places. If we wanted to, we could just highlight this whole thing, copy it to a new sheet if we wanted to, and we could also delete this sheet if we wanted to. So hopefully this was helpful. This is how to interact with the columns and rows and the introduction to spreadsheets. And I will see you in the next video.